Come on, Zach, let's go. We don't have all day.
Yeah, Zach, we have to get to the movie.
Oh, well, I have so much work to do. I wish I could just take this with me.
Zach, you can check your email, you can find out what the weather is, and you can call your friends, all on this one device.
Oh, hey, look, just got a text message.
Education Today starts now.
Welcome to Education Today. I'm John Zish from the Armstrong School District. The 11th annual ArmTech Showcase of Industry and Technology was held in August at Armstrong County's Belmont Complex, located near Katanning. Nearly 100 companies displayed their exhibits, representing leaders in the fields of electro-optics, advanced manufacturing, medical research, aerospace, and defense contracting. You are now seeing a picture of just how vast an event ArmTech has become. Did you know that high school students had a major presence at ArmTech? For the second time in ArmTech history, a student forum convened. Groups of students spent the day with a mentor company at the ArmTech Showcase to learn more about careers in industry and technology, as well as the educational pathways to those careers. We have several outstanding guests with us to talk more about this tonight. All of you, welcome to Education Today.
Thank you.
Would you please tell us briefly about yourselves and your roles with ArmTech this year?
My name is Corinne Lankus. I am guidance counselor from Katanning Senior High School, and I was the chairperson for the Armstrong County Forum for Workforce Excellence, the Student Forum subcommittee that helped to coordinate the Student Forum event for ArmTech.
Very good.
I'm Andrew Brochetti, and I'm at Katanning High School, a senior, and we represent the company Lockheed Martin.
Thank you.
My name is Julianne Cogley. I'm a senior at Lenape, and my company was Clearline.
Thank you.
I'm Lakin Kromiak. I'm a senior at Lenape, and my company was also Clearline.
Thank you.
I'm Christian Wallach. I'm a senior at West Shamokin High School this year, and my company was Dielectric Solutions.
Appreciate it.
My name is Bethany Bassinger, and I'm also from West Shamokin, and my company was Dielectric Solutions.
Thank you.
I'm Shirlena Edwin. I'm a junior at Katanning Senior High School, and my company was Lockheed Martin.
All right. Well, thank you all for being here. Mrs. Linkus, would you please give me an overview of the Student Forum at ArmTech? How did it come together, and what was its goal?
Well, last year when we did our inaugural Student Forum, each high school in the county brought 8 students with them. And these students were matched with mentors from various companies, and these students met with their mentors, and they took some time to go around to all of the different exhibitors at the showcase. So they really kind of got to know one company, but their mentor took them around and escorted them to different booths, and they met different companies. This year, upon the Congressman's recommendation to maybe have the students in the booth, we in the committee decided to invite 2 students from each of the high schools to attend. So what we asked were for the guidance counselors or other technology coordinators to identify a male and female student, one a junior and one a senior, that would have some interest in manufacturing, engineering, technology, something along those fields. And also students that would have outstanding personalities that would be appropriate to work with mentors and meet with the congressman. What we wanted to do then was to match our students up with mentors from the companies and allow them to get to know the mentor a little bit, get to know the company a little bit, and then actually be in the booth with their company when the congressman makes his rounds at the forum so that they could introduce their company and demonstrate some of what they'd learned.
Okay. And of course, Congressman Murtha is who we're talking about, probably one of the founders of ArmTech and responsible for a lot of the growth here in Armstrong County. Do you want to hit on any of the other unique features of this year's Student Forum?
We would like to keep these students actively involved with the Workforce Excellence Forum this year. They'll be coming to some of our meetings, attending some other events, a breakfast with the county commissioners, for example. So we'd like to keep them involved. And for the students that were juniors, we would like them to do this again next year and be the seniors. Now they have a year of experience. They kind of know what to expect. So let's see how that follow-through works. So this is sort of an experiment, and they've kind of been wonderful guinea pigs for our experiment, but I think it worked out very well. We were very impressed with the students. The congressman was incredibly impressed, and the feedback was wonderful, so we're awful proud of you guys. You guys did a really good job.
Great. And can we briefly state the mentor companies that participated in the student forum?
We had Lockheed Martin, Dielectric Solutions, Clearline, Penn United, and Oberg Industries.
Okay.
Those were some for the Armstrong School District. The other schools in the county, Leechburg, Freeport, and Apollo Ridge, also participated and had some other mentors.
Wonderful. Well, now let's turn to the students. I would like each of you to please contribute a little bit here and tell us briefly about your mentor company. We can start with whoever wants to go first. Mr. Burketti, that'd be great.
Yeah. Well, we did Lockheed Martin, and it's a company that deals a lot with military production and like weaponry and stuff. Charlene and I broke it down into 4 groups, and I did information systems and ground services, which deals a lot with radios and walkie-talkies and whatnot for soldiers who are on the ground and improving the technology there. And I also did space, which Lockheed Martin, they do a lot with making like space shuttles, telescopes, you know, just like space equipment. And then Trelina had the other 2. So,
oh, yes, that'd be good.
I did aeronautics and electronic systems. Lockheed is, when I first was starting to learn about Lockheed, their biggest thing is aeronautics, and they do fighter jets. They do all sorts of planes for the military and other, they export to foreign nationals too. And also, I did electronic systems. When Lockheed, they integrate helicopters and they create machines, just like basically military use type of things. So.
Very good. Now, did you have to present that information?
Yes, we had to do that for Congressman Murtha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were very informed and I can tell you're both up on your subject matter.
Our mentor really helped us a lot in informing us on our company. So it was pretty simple. So
we learned a lot from them.
Yeah.
We learned a lot from them.
A lot.
So.
Yeah, that sounds like a really nice program.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it was great.
We'll move on to the next grouping of students.
Okay. Our company was Clearline, and what they do is they're a defense contractor, and the things they make can detect and defend threats that are made against human life.
They're also making a small technology, it's as small as a pen that we use in everyday life, and their main goal is to help and bring our men and women that are overseas, bring them home safe and sound. And our mentor, she was very, very helpful, and she said that there's a technology that they're making right now that if you're in an apartment building and there's a bad guy in one room, that they can just blow that up and it won't hurt anyone else.
Huh.
So we learned a lot from them.
So what did you have to present to Congressman Murtha? Was there a...
We actually had a presentation that our mentor, Angelique Irvin, actually worked with us on. We used a pen that was different colors, and we explained how the wavelengths of the pen can detect and defend the threats against human life.
Huh. That's a high-tech pen.
Yeah.
Was it did it have a beam of light coming out of it or something? Or?
Yeah, it changed different colors of light.
Huh. That's pretty nice. Anything else to mention on that topic, or?
Julie?
We just had a really great time, and our mentor was amazing. She helped us out a lot.
Nice. Well, let's talk to our next pairing of students from West Shamokin.
Our mentor company was Dielectric Solutions, and they are based in Katanning, and they make thin fiberglass sheets, and they can be used for different materials.
Dielectric, what we really focused on as our company was that it's based in Katanning, and it's kind of a big deal, and it has a special process for making fiberglass where it only has a few steps, and they can actually make it thinner, and it's a better material than conventional fiberglass than anywhere else in the world. And it's used in circuit boards for high-tech computers. Because it's so thin, the signals between different parts of the computer travel faster, and it allows them to run faster and more efficient. They're also used in Boeing's new airplane that they have, and it's the only fiberglass material that they use for it. So that was kind of cool.
So they make fiberglass circuitry or something like that. Do I have it right?
Well, they make fiberglass sheets, and
Okay.
it can be used in circuitry.
Ah.
It can be used for insulation, like regular fiberglass. It's also used in defense. They use it in some forms of tanks.
Huh. Some innovative stuff.
Yeah.
Was that pretty much what you presented to Congressman Murtha when he came around?
Yeah, we presented that, and we had some examples of what it was used for, and the glass material that it was originally made from. This is our presentation.
That's great. Any other things to add from either of you?
Our mentor was Joe Pish, and he was very insightful with the company, and he offered to take us on a tour of the company, and we plan on doing that later, coming up soon.
That's terrific. Very good. I appreciate all the overviews you gave. That was very informative. Now I'll ask all of you again for another survey type question. What was it like to meet Congressman John Murtha, our U.S. representative?
For me, it was amazing. I expected like a congressman to be very scary. You know, he's a higher office. You think,
Yeah,
you know.
it's almost like the president. You know?
No, but he was very down to earth. When we went to breakfast at Lenape, just hearing him talk, it put me at ease a little bit because he just was a, normal guy. He just looks out for the best in us. So I really wasn't nervous at all talking to him. So, yeah.
That's great.
I was nervous before we had to talk to him, but once our mentor, she was standing there with us, and once she started talking, and she was laughing and making jokes, and we were just all talking.
Huh.
It was very interesting. I liked it a lot.
Nice.
I was really nervous at first whenever he came to our booth, but then once he started talking to our mentor, Angelique, I realized how down to earth he was, and he was just like us, and I wasn't nervous after that.
I'd have to agree with Andrew that he just seemed like a normal guy, and whenever we gave our presentation to him, he asked intelligent questions, and he just really made you feel comfortable, and he was easy to talk to, so I liked it.
That's good.
Well, our booth was the first booth to have students at it to talk, so I was a little nervous, but once you started talking to him, he was very nice and made you feel comfortable talking to him.
I felt like it was a great honor to meet him, and when I started talking to him, I was really nervous, but he made the whole setting relaxed and just very laid back, and that was really nice.
Excellent. Well, there was a breakfast at Lenape Heights that day or that week. What happened there, and why was it special? Does anyone like to field that question?
Well, I walked in there. I didn't expect it at all. There was so many businessmen and women there, and I was just I felt honored to be there, just being a student, There was a lot of, it was just it was overwhelming, but it was nice to hear everyone speak.
Oh.
And the food was good, too, so.
We walked in, you were just overwhelmed by all the men and women that were all dressed up, and there was another student from one of the other schools, and he said to me, I kind of feel underdressed because we just had the green polos that they gave us and dress pants.
They're all formally dressed, huh?
Yeah.
Was this like an event where you ate breakfast with Congressman Murtha or something, and he spoke? Or?
Yeah, he spoke. We ate breakfast, and then he came up and spoke to everyone.
Okay.
First walking into the breakfast, it was overwhelming with all the businessmen and women there, but it was really nice opportunity.
Gives you a feel for how it is in the real world, huh?
Yeah.
The breakfast was really great. At first, like everyone else, I was really shocked at the vastness of the whole thing and the whole deal. And one thing that I really liked was hearing Lockheed, one of Lockheed's presidents, come and speak there. I felt like that was a great honor to hear her.
Ah, that's a nice takeaway.
I enjoyed listening to Congressman Murtha and all the stories he had. They were quite comical.
What did he share? Did he share anything that you take away or remember?
I don't remember the stories, but everyone found them funny.
Good sense of humor.
Yeah.
That's good. Good in a leader.
I like that the students got to sit together at the breakfast, and we got to talk to each other a little bit and learn about what we were interested in and things. And we had one of the mentors actually sit with us at our table, and he talked about everything, college and his company and just other companies, and I really liked that part because it was more one-on-one with just a couple students. That's
good. And I guess last question before we go to a commercial break. Looking back, what did all of you learn, and what are some of the highlights that you'll remember?
Me? I mean, I learned a lot just from my mentor, especially just about being in businesses and, kind of being in the real world. You learn a lot about that.
Mm-hmm.
My mentor, she was very helpful. She, the one thing that she taught us was to go after our goals and our dreams and not let anyone stand in the way. So it was just an amazing day. I had so much fun.
The mentor we had, not only did she teach us what her business does, but she taught us how to be successful in life and that we should have a 5-year plan. And she wants us to keep in contact with her.
That's good.
I really like that my company was Dielectric. That was a good company for me because I actually want to go on to college for chemical engineering, and their company is based a lot on chemistry. They have their special process, and the president of their company is a very good chemist, and he was there, so I got to talk to him, and he really knew a lot and helped me with some stuff for college, even with the 10 minutes that I was with him.
That's a great connection.
I learned that here in our small county of Armstrong that we have a lot of opportunities and we don't have to go very far to just find a job or good businesses to get involved with.
That's true.
What I learned is how all businesses have to work together to create the bigger whole. When I was with Lockheed Martin, I learned that they have to go, they go to smaller companies than them to get the supplies they need to build the stuff they do, and that was just amazing to me.
Yeah, everything's so immense and interconnected to make the products we all enjoy today. Well, thank you all very much for those great overviews. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back with more Education Today.
Before I came to IUP, I had no idea what college would be like or what role I would play or where I'd be in the future. But when I came to IUP, everything changed. I met people who really made me feel like I belonged. I had great classes at a great nationally ranked university. Hi, my name's Megan Miller. I'm a fine arts major, and this is my university.
And we're back with Armstrong School District Education Today to talk about the student forum that happened at this year's ArmTech Showcase. Once again, we turn to our student panelists who are here with us. What were you anticipating coming into the ArmTech Forum? And can you compare that to your actual experiences at the ArmTech Forum? Can we have a couple students answer that?
Okay, first. I wasn't expecting what I saw at all. I mean, going in, I was like she said, Armstrong County, it's a small, I always thought that there wasn't much opportunity, but going in there and seeing all the different businesses and I was literally just blown away, especially the transformation of the Belmont and how much was put into it. I did not expect, it was a lot different from what I thought. So.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yeah, I was pretty blown away by the size too. But I was really shocked because I didn't really know what to expect going in. We didn't have a whole lot of information on what we were going to get into other than it was going to be working with companies around the area. And I didn't know we had to talk in front of Congressman Murtha, so that was a bit of a shock.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. So that was I was like, what?
But the Belmont was really surprising. I couldn't believe how many companies were there. And yeah, the opportunities were pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. And you didn't know that you'd have to do a TV show about it either.
No, didn't know that either.
That's some fine print for you, huh?
Yeah, we informed a couple of days ago.
All this public speaking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's paying off now.
You guys are great ambassadors for our county and school district now, and for Lenape Tech. So
true.
You have a responsibility now. Anyone else want to add to that, or we move on to the next one? Okay. The next question was, can you sort of walk us through the day of the student forum as you remember it? All of you can add to this discussion, just for the viewers who weren't there.
Okay, well, we started off at a breakfast at Lenape, which we talked about earlier.
Okay, the breakfast.
Yeah, which was great. and we heard Congressman talk, Congressman Murtha, and some other officials. And then from there, we went to the Belmont, and were introduced to our mentors. And he helped us kind of put together our presentations and whatnot. And then after that, we all went to our booths and kind of just waited for Congressman Murtha to make his way. And we were the very last group to go, so there was a lot of anticipation. But yeah, that was what most of the day consisted of.
Okay. Does anyone else want to add to that, or is that covered pretty well?
After the breakfast, when we first went to the Belmont to meet our mentors, that's where we personally learned a lot about our companies. We were given information about our companies to research ahead and just get a feel for it. And there, our mentors helped us immensely. Just go through the whole process and learn about their companies. So.
That's excellent. Okay. Well, did you get to walk around the Armtech showcase much and see the other booths that were on display? And if you did, my next question is, what companies caught your eye at the showcase, and why do you think that was? Do you have any recollections you'd like to share?
When we got to the Belmont after the breakfast, we got to talk with our mentor, and then she told us to go walk around and get goodies and go meet people.
Yeah, the freebies. They give you free pencils.
Oh yeah,
stress balls.
It was fun. The one company, I cannot remember the name of it, but they had foam pillows, and they were pretty cool. I really like that company.
Burgett Industries in Fort Sick.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Good marketing, apparently.
They're neat. They gave away little ones, and they had them as animals, so it was interesting.
Anyone else?
The most memorable booth that I remember is the St. Francis one, because Father Gabriel was there, and he talked to Christian and I, and he really got to know us, and then he helped us. He gave me a couple of business cards for whenever I need to get contacts for college. He walked me around and let me talk to people.
Was he sort of like an administrator there? Or?
I think he's the president of St. Francis University.
That's great. I myself went to the IUP booth and met a man who's originally from China. He's a professor of electro-optics, Dr. Feng Zhu, I believe. And we had an interesting experience. He taught me a little bit of the Chinese language, in addition to talking about what he's doing at IUP North Point, some of the Chinese characters. And we talked about that and how the Chinese language has hundreds, if not thousands, of characters, whereas our alphabet only has 26, So that was pretty neat. Just another great example of how, Armtech had it all there. This is a question now more for Mrs. Linkus. A lot of the promotional materials nowadays talk about educational pathways leading to certain careers. Would you discuss why that's becoming more important?
Well, in the Armstrong School District, we believe it's important for the students to try to identify a career pathway. When we schedule for students every year, they're given a program of study book that has the pathways. It lists some of the information about the pathways. Can you do these things? Do you like to do these things? Would you like to do these things? If you do, perhaps this is a career pathway for you. We believe that's important because we want them to be as well prepared as they can be to enter the workforce or post-secondary education. So having that pathway, having some coursework leading up to a particular career can help them to identify that is something that they are good at or like to do, or as we were talking earlier today, maybe something they don't want to do. Perhaps they've selected a pathway, they follow it, and they find that it's just not really what they're thinking they want to do. So that's okay. I think it's better that maybe they take some time to figure those things out. But with all pathways, there's a great deal of overlap. So not to say that a student's just particularly in the arts and communications pathway that they couldn't go into the business and engineering technology pathway. They certainly could, because there is a great deal of overlap. But we hope that this helps them on their career pathways. Perhaps class. As Christian said, you learn something about chemical engineering through dielectric, so perhaps that would lead a student to take an advanced chemistry class or something of that nature, or perhaps it's not what you thought it was, and maybe that'll deter you from that. So this is to hopefully help guide our students in their career pathways, and hopefully they can spread the word to other students about what they've learned in their experiences, and as you said, kind of become ambassadors to help other students perhaps find their career pathway.
Excellent answer, Mrs. Linkus. And now we're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back with Education Today. Welcome back to Armstrong School District's Education Today. And now we are delighted to be joined by another guest here in the studio, Mr. Neil Ashbaugh from Oberg Industries. Welcome, and thanks for being with us.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm very glad and honored to be here with all the students and with everyone today.
Why don't you formally introduce yourself to the TV audience and
Sure.
talk about your role at Armtech's Student Forum.
Sure. My name is Neil Ashbaugh. I'm a Senior Marketing Specialist with Oberg Industries. One of the main focuses for Oberg being involved with the forum was, of course, the Student Forum. You know, we went as a trade show, and we wanted to learn more about the defense industry as a whole. But as a part of that, we were fortunate again to be joined by a student this year versus students last year. And we were able to talk with that student and maybe make them a little bit more aware of specifically what does Oberg do as a company, and then compare and contrast maybe what other companies do in our region and in our area.
That's an excellent segue. We should probably tell our viewers Oberg's markets and what they do.
Oh, sure. Yeah, Oberg is a world-class manufacturer. We produce a lot of fabricated metal components. These components you would never really buy yourself, but they go into assembly. So for instance, you wouldn't buy an Oberg cell phone, but you may buy a cell phone that has parts that Oberg has manufactured. Same thing with like medical and automotive, commercial, a lot of different industries.
Very good. Why has Oberg decided to partner in this effort for now 2 years?
Well, we found a great value in the awareness factor. There's a lot of students that are coming out of, I'll say, traditional high school, VOTEX, even some students that are thinking about maybe going into college, but they're not quite sure what they want to do. So by coupling with the forum, we're able to get in front of these students, let them understand what we do, let them understand that we have what I would say is a very good wage, a good job opportunity, good security, and we can work with those students and maybe help them build a career sooner than later with maybe less debt. Companies like ours, we do training programs and apprenticeships where we'll actually pay the student to learn on the job. So instead of going to college and maybe saying after 2 years, well, that's not really my cup of tea, this way they've already been in the job force for 2 years or making a wage and have a career path maybe already designed to go forward.
That sounds like a pretty good program to me. Now you mentioned earlier something about the differences between last year's student forum at Armtech and this year's student forum at Armtech.
Right.
Could you please elaborate on that?
Sure. Last year, it was more of a group dynamic. We were given a group of students from the various school districts around the area, and we had more of a chance to work as a group and talk about our companies. But this year, with it being more of a one-on-one student to mentor ratio, we were allowed to maybe work with that student and give them assignments. Make them go to our websites, make them try to find some articles and read about what we do, and that way they were better prepared to speak to the visitors who came to our booth on behalf of our companies. So they basically became representative of who we are.
Wow. Well, that's our show for today. I'd like to thank all our guests for giving of their busy schedules to promote this important message. Our thanks go out to the TV production students of West Shamokin Junior Senior High School, led by their teacher, Mr. Ren Steele. They were our film crew today. I'd also like to thank the Ford City High School students who participated in the Armtech Student Forum, but were unable to be here due to their course scheduling load. Please join us again next week for another look at the Armstrong School District. Visit our website for updated news about the district, and have a great week.